Hi guys, very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the video number 314 and my name is Ajay. I'm going to talk about today some of the very important functions, 5 must know Excel functions. If you're working on Excel a lot, if you are an MIS guy, if you work in the business analytics field, then these are the functions which comes very handy. So I'm gonna quickly walk you through these 5 functions, and that is why I have said that this is going to be kind of a crash course, though I have actually uploaded the very beginner level videos on each of the subject, but we are just going to revise them quickly in the form of Excel test. So this is the video number 314. If you're watching the channel for the first time, a very warm welcome to all of you guys. What you need to do, you need to go to the playlist and you will find here all those 314 videos on Excel VBA, MS Access and Access VBA. This channel is out and out actually dedicated to Excel VBA, Access and Access VBA users who want to learn any of the subject, or maybe if you are good in all these subjects and you're looking for more examples. So you can see here we have 42 playlists, and you can quickly drag it down and you can see that basically scroll it down actually, and you can see that what all basically the different functions we have. So I have everything available on this channel for you, right? So in this video, as I said, that we will be actually looking forward to the 5 functions, very useful functions. They are very useful in MIS, and definitely I can say that in MIS you can't think of be working on Excel without these 2 or 5 functions. You're supposed to know these functions, right? So we're gonna discuss count, if, sum, if. I'm gonna discuss sum, product, and then if, error, and then choose. All right, so these are basically 5 functions, including count if and sum if as 2. Now as always, I'm not really going to tell you about the basic. I'm not going to educate on the basic functions, because if you are new to the Excel, please go ahead and watch my Excel playlist, Excel count and sum family function, and then Excel VLOOKUP and match. There you can learn about this if error also. So sum, product and choose, these are the 2 functions which are new, and I'm going to tell you about that as well, right? So let's go ahead and start this training, this basically the sort of test. So you can see here I have the date, transaction, amount, right? So it's a kind of a, let's say, banking data where you have done some transactions and the amount is there and the date is also there. So we have some transactions IMPS, some transactions are NEFT. So these are just the categories basically. NEFTs, which takes I think 24 hours to transfer the amount from one account to the another. If you do it online, IMPS is immediate. And then the couple of more transactions like IB, TBMS. Well, we need not to bother about that, the terminology we are using here. But yes, what important for us is to solve these 3 questions. So guys, what is the first question? Let's see the first question. So the first question is, calculate how many times transaction with the IMPS occurred. So we want to see that how many transactions we have using the IMPS, right? Now, if you have just the word call written IMPS, for example, if I just write here IMPS, then you can simply use the COUNTIF function, right? But here the problem is this, that the IMPS is there, but it's not as a whole. It basically contains the other alphabets also, or digits also. So we are going to use the special character called star in this. Okay, we call it the wild character. I have talked about this in all the beginner level videos, but star actually means that it can hold any character. It can hold infinite characters. So how are you going to use this? So the answer to the first question is that how many times we want to check, right? So we will use the COUNTIF, because COUNTIF we use it obviously to check the values on the specific criteria. So I'm going to select this. Now in the criteria, what will you write? If you write IMPS, if you think that this is the way, no, you will get the 0. Why? Because as I said, IMPS is actually there, but it has some other numbers as well. So in that case, what you will do, you will write before IMPS and after IMPS star. This means that before IMPS word and after IMPS word, anything can come, and that has to be counted. If you just want to start IMPS star, not this star, then that means that the IMPS has to be the first. So nothing should come before the IMPS. So that is also fine, because in my this transaction I have everything starts with the IMPS. So this is the answer. We can calculate it quickly. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, and then 5, 5, 5, 6, 7. That's it. So you got the answer, right? So star, remember, star means that it can hold infinite characters. If you don't write it as a star, that means there is nothing. So this means that before IMPS there is nothing, but after IMPS anything can come. Even if it doesn't come, that's fine. Okay. So let's go to the question number 2. Calculate the total amount done using the NFT transaction. Okay, so we want to see that how much amount actually, one has transferred using this NFT transaction. This is what we need to find it out. So how are you going to do that, guys? Well, again, because we want to find the amount, this time the question is different. It's not about counting, it's about finding the total. So you will use the SUMIF, because I have just one criteria, so I'm going to use the SUMIF only. Otherwise I could use SUMIFs also. SUMIF, the total amount, as you can see, the first of all we'll hit on the target range. What is your range? So the range is this. I select the range, fine. In the range, what I want, that the amount done through the NFT. Now NFT is also if you look at this table, NFT comes here, but then there are alphabets and numbers as well. So it's not as a whole word NFT, right? It is combined with so many things. NFT here with the alphabet, digit, and if you look at here, NFT after the number. So then what we can do is, again we will write the same thing, criteria. So I'm going to write here NFT. If I'm saying that before NFT and after NFT anything can come, so this is how I will write star NFT star and put it within the quote, because it is a string. The sum range, what you want to sum in front of this, of course we want to sum this, and you press enter, and there we go. So we have, this is the whole answer, which is 60434. This is the total amount which actually one has transacted. Or we can check also. So I select this, and let me see the sum. You can see here the sum is coming 60,434, which is correct. So basically how sum if actually works, when you said that you are looking forward to, in this table, when you said that you're looking forward to the NFT word, it should contain NFT. So this list actually comes out like this, false. So everywhere you will have the false, because SUMIF actually works on this true and false parameter. But here, because we have the NFT, it would show as true, and then here also it would show as true, right? On the other side, if you remember, on the sum range, this is the table which you have selected, right? So finally this is the second table, right? I'm talking about in the background how this works. So in Excel, if you know that in Excel, true is always considered as 1 and false is always considered as 0. For example, if I write here false and true, and if you are going to sum them, what will happen? You will not get the error if you think that they are the text, and if you get them added you will get the error. No, it is not like that. Actually true is considered as 1 and false is considered as 0. If I write here true, the answer would be 2. If I write here both the false, then guys this is going to be 0 if both are false. So false is always 0 and true is always 1. They are not considered as text. When I say text, means that what if I give you the task called you add these two numbers, for example this plus this. Well, that doesn't make any sense, right? Because they are the text, so you will get the error. But in the case of true and the false, it's not like that. So finally what will happen, these all these arrays, these tables will be multiplied with each other. So wherever you have a false, it will be multiplied with that number and converted it into 0, because false is a 0. So wherever we have got the true, those numbers are going to come, and then finally we will add them. And this is what, if you add them, you get to see 60,434. So in this way this function works. I hope you got the point. Let's go to the question number 3. Okay, calculate the total amount done excluding IB and PG transaction. Now this is very important. So we want to actually find out the total transaction done throughout this, throughout this entire the different dates, different time period, but excluding the IB and the PG transaction. So how are you gonna do that? Very interesting, right? So because we want to calculate the sum, the total amount. So what I will do, this time I will use the SUMIFs, okay, because I have a different criteria. It's not just one criteria. Sum range, what you want to sum? Well, this is my sum range. Obviously it has to be numeric always, because you can't really sum up the text. Criteria range 1, this is my criteria range 1. Now in this range, what I want to do is I want to filter the record which does not include IB transaction. Now IB is, as I again said, you have here IB, so I don't think so there is any transaction which starts with the number and then IB is coming, or IB, basically I'm saying that where you have anything before and after IB. So based on this data, you can simply write IB, you don't have to use any star, right? But if you have any transaction which starts with IB and then there are some numbers or text, then that makes it contains IB, not equals to IB, right? But in this case it is not like that, so you can simply use the IB also. But yes, don't forget to put the not equals to sign. This is the sign of less than and greater than. Basically when you write this becomes not equals to. Now what is the criteria range 2? Again, the criteria range 2 will remain same. And in this range, now we are again going to filter. What you're going to filter? We are going to filter the PG. This is going to be my criteria 2. Okay. Now I close the bracket, and now in the PG also, if I have a look, I can't write directly not equals to PG, because PG actually is followed by so many numbers you can see here, right? So what I will do, I will fix the star. So it depends upon the requirement, right? You should know that where to use the star and where not to use the star, right? Star might be a very new thing for a lot of you. That is the basically the the purpose I wanted to upload this video. We call it wild characters, right? So there is a one more wild character which is a question mark, but that is not a part of this video. I've explained both these wild characters, question mark and the star, in my the video called which would come under the playlist Excel count and sum family. Go and watch that video. So this is how we will write. So it should filter all the records, and this is what exactly you will see as an answer. Okay, so you can do this. We can find out the total sum. So the total sum for this is let's see if we are correct or not. So I'm going to sum the total amount. This is the total amount comes at 534194. Okay, now let us calculate the IB and PG. So this is the one, and then this is the one, this is the PG again, this is the IB, this is again PG, this is again PG, this one 2 PG, and this one 2 PG, and this one 2 PG. I think we have covered everything, right? So what is the total sum? You can see in my taskbar the total sum comes as 53,452. So I write here 53,452. So if I subtract this, the total amount, if I subtract 53452 from the total amount, the answer should tally, and this is what exactly the answer is, right? There's a couple of decimals I taken the round, the round number, basically the whole number, so we are correct. So this is how you can use the SUMIF, COUNTIF and SUMIFs using the wild characters, right? Let's go to the next function, which is called the sum product. Now sum product is what? Now sum product is actually very much used in the BPO industries, but I have a very simple example for you. Now for example guys, in this case, this is your question that what is the final average coming out of all the dates. So we have the dates, and we have the average price of an item that is sold for the day, right? And how many items we have sold, that is also coming here. So basically we are saying that if we have sold 10 items, then the average price of an item, selling price I can say, it is actually $20. Here it has $30. So if you want to see the total average, some people like to do this. They simply go ahead and use the average function, and they just select this, and the average would come as $27.10. Well, which is not correct. The reason is because you can't actually average the average, right? You can't use the average function on the average. This is already the average. I have written here, this is the average price, guys. It is already an average, and you're further going to calculate the average on this, which is not a good idea. So what to do? Well, as a basic rule, first of all, you will find the total selling price or cost price, whatever it is. So I have to find the total price. How are you going to find the total price? Well, you will multiply these 10 items, because you have sold, let's say, if the 10 items, then you will multiply it with this, and this is going to come out as your total price. And finally, you will sum these all total price, and then you will divide it with the number of items you have sold, which is going to be these total items which you have sold. And this is how it comes out to be $25.25. So there is a difference between this and this, and this is the correct approach. But instead of doing all this stuff, you can directly use the sum product. Sum product is what? Look at this. Returns the sum of the products of corresponding ranges or arrays, which means table. So what you need to do when you write the sum product, you have the different tables. So basically, in order to multiply this 20 with the 10, and then finally, to sum up all these multiplications at the end, this is what actually sum product does. So if I do this, if I select my table 1 and then the array 2, which is this, I do this, see what will happen. You will exactly get this 10 10. So this is the shortcut, right? So basically what it does, it multiplies the items. Array 1 and array 2 will be multiplied, and finally the output which comes, which is like this, 290, 80, they are all going to sum. So this is the shortcut for that, right? And obviously, in order to find this, the average, what we can do, we will simply go ahead and divide it with the count. Not with the count, sorry, with the sum, because I want to calculate the total number of the items, and this is how you would get to see your answer, which is $25.25. So this is how you should calculate the total average, right? And if you want to find the, let's say, the total price means after calculating all the sold items, this is the per item cost. So if you want to see that how much business you have done, you can use the sum product only. You don't have to divide anything, and this would come as 10 10. All right, $1,010. So this is where we use the sum product function, right? Let's go to the next function, if error. Now this is a table which has value 1, value 2, and I'm dividing these numbers one by one, okay? And wherever you have a 0 which cannot be divisible with any number, you will have the error. So what if you want to display, instead of the error, you want to display here a blank cell? Okay, so in this result, you can simply prefix it with the if error. If error, start the bracket. In the value, the function goes, which is f5 to g5. Now, if when you divide f5 by g5, if you get the error, then what you want to display? I want to display here space. If you don't get the error, then f5 and g5, they get, they are going to be divided, and whatever the output would come, that would reflect on your spreadsheet. Simple. So you just need to prefix the if error. The moment I drag this, this is what it looks like. You will not have any error here. So this is called the error handling, right? It can be used with any error. VLOOKUP error, HLOOKUP error, any error, guys, you can use it. This is the simple example of the if error. Now, the last thing which I want to talk about is the choose function. Now, choose is a function which many of us are not aware of, but it's a very good function. Now, choose is what actually? It's a simple alternate to the if function. Sometime if you want to rank the things based on their numbering, for example, if you say that, let's say I write here, I select the A1, which is my index number. Index number could be anything. For example, it could be 1, it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then based on that, if you quickly want to get the result. So for example, if I write here 1, then it should, what value you would like to print here in the value 1? I want to print here rank 1. Okay, write it within the quotes. And then if there in the A1 you have 2, then what you want to print? Rank 2. And then rank 3. And then rank 4. And then rank 5. This is how it is, it would look like. So if I just write here rank 5, that means that I'm only allowing the 5 values here. Let me close it. Simple. You get the error because there's nothing here. The moment you write here 1, you see that you got the 1, rank 1. If you write 2, you got the rank 2. If you write 3, you get the rank 3. If you write 4, you get to see here rank 4. And if you write 5, you get to see here rank 5. And if you get if you write 6, obviously you will get the error, right? Because you have not given that much of a space for this. You have stopped at the rank 5. So maybe we can again write here if error, that if the error comes, then what you want to do, put the comma and write here that not valid entry, maybe press enter, and there we go, guys. So how beautifully you can use the if error with any of the function. This is what I was just talking about. So if you have a 1, you will get to see here rank 1. So choose is also a very important function. You should not underestimate it, right? So that's it for now. I hope you have enjoyed this very short course where we actually walk through all the amazing 5 functions, and definitely you can watch all the basic videos on that. As I said, that you just need to go to the playlist and find it out where you have the Excel and the sum family, and learn more about the wild characters, right? Rest of the functions were pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So I don't think so I will really have to explain you, or I will have to guide you on any of the playlist, right? So that's it, guys. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please support me, subscribe to the channel. And all of these 314 videos, are for you. They are all the practical videos. They are all the the kind of the case studies. We have the beginner level videos as well. So we have in fact every level of a video for you, right? Because I have just one aim, and that is to simply make you awesome in all these 4 applications, in all these 4 subjects, right? So I'll see you soon with the next video. Until then, you have a great learning. Thank you so much. Bye bye.